Check that the frames are square by measuring equal distances from corner to corner. Position the ring beams on the ground. Remove the ring beam flaps from the ring beam. Lift the rear box gutter including ring beam and place it on the top of the side window frames. Centre the gutter on the frames. Slide the ring beam over the ring beam bracket. Fix the ring beam screws into pre-drilled holes from above. Lift the final front ring beam into position and slide the ring beam bracket onto the channel on the adjoining ring beams and push together. Fix the ring beam to the window frames around the perimeter of the Skyroom roof. Fix the box gutter securely to the rear wall. Lift the ring beam flaps into place. Make sure these flaps are engaged correctly. Lift the side gutters into place by hooking them onto the hanger plate fixed to the ring beam. Slide the side gutters over the angled corner brackets fixed to the rear box gutter and fix with screws. Fit the front gutter. The joints are tightened by screwing an angled corner bracket into the adjoining aluminium gutters. Screw the aluminium gutters and the ring beams together at approximately 400mm centres. Cover the inside of the aluminium box gutters at the corners with sealant.
It is vital that when box gutters are required that adequate support is considered in the way of brick piers or gallows brackets. Always fix the gallows brackets and packer before the roof is glazed.
Locate the plastic moulded corners inside the aluminium box gutters by pushing them down into position from above. Lay out the ridge, central rafters and tie bars on the ground. On a hidden tie bar, push the steel bracket into the side of the central rafters. Engage the rafter bracket into the slot provided in the ridge. Slide the rafter over the bracket, making sure it locates in the central bracket channel. Locate into position by fixing the top screw. Slide the adjacent rafter over the steel angled bracket. Place the rafter bracket into the slot on the ridge and slide up rafter. Locate into position by fixing the top screw. Fix other rafters on the main A-frame. Lift the main A-frame into position. Slide the ridge end rafter over the pre-fixed ridge bracket. Tighten the top screw to secure the end rafter. Fix the opposite ridge end rafter. Engage the hip rafter bracket into the slot provided in the ridge. Slide the hip rafter over the bracket and push it tight against the ridge. Secure the hip rafter by fixing the top screw. Fix the remaining hip rafters into position. Rotate the ring beam flaps, keeping them tight against the hip rafter cut. Fix each side of the hip glazing seat into the ring beam flaps. This completes the main rafter structure of the roof. Before fixing down the rafters, temporarily fit the foam boards against the flap to correctly space the rafter positions. Pull the ring beam flap up tight to the rafter and fix centrally with a screw. Once the rafters are fixed, remove the foam boards and locate the glazing shelf. Fit the remainder of the bottom glazing shelves between the rafters. Glue packers into place at the bottom of the glass enclosures. Slide glazing enclosure over the bottom of the glazing. Lift glass into place behind the rafter end stops and press down glazing. Fit all the rear units of the glass, keeping the glazing enclosures between the rafters. Locate the plastic central pressure plate over the rear rafters and fix screws. Slide the upper ring beams into position and past the sides of the rafters. Screw through the angle brackets into the side of the rafters. Screw fix the upper ring beams through the pilot holes provided into the side of the hip rafter. Fit the remainder of the upper ring beams into position. Finish glazing the roof. Fit the pressure plates into position. Centralise the ridge pressure plate between the rafter pressure plates. Fix the ridge pressure plate centrally to the main ridge body with screws. Locate the ridge cover cap over the ridge pressure plate and clip it down securely. Clip on the hip cover caps. Locate the remaining cover caps into position. Lift the cornices into place by locating them at the bottom edge of the aluminium gutter and let them drop into place.
Mark out the cornice 70mm and 210mm from the bottom of the gutter.
Using the corner bracket as a jig, place it on the corner of the cornice and drill through the small pilot hole.
Only mark the cornice on the bottom hole and drill the top hole right through.
Screw the mushroom screw through the pilot holes in the cornice.
Locate the smaller hole on the bracket in line with the top hole in the cornice. Fix the top mushroom screw into position. Fix the remainder of the mushroom screws into position.
Stick on the flat trim to the underside of the gutter to conceal the joint. Slide the finishing corner cornice angle over the mushroom screws by sliding them up from below. Fix the aluminium corner support straps with screws from the top of the aluminium rafter cover cap to the back of the external cornice at each rafter. Drill a circular hole in the aluminium gutter to create a downpipe outlet. Screw the outlet connector provided into the hole and tighten. Centralise the vertical ladder frame onto the horizontal bottom frame and fix together with the screws provided. Lift the longer ladder frame into position between the ring beams. Fix the hinge on the ladder frame onto the inside of the upper ring beams. Make sure the ladder frames are level before securing. When the frames are level, fix the ladder frame to the back of the ring beam. Fix the remainder of the ladder frames, making sure the internal corners are plumb and secured correctly. Proceed to screw the plasterboard to the ladder grids. Cover the steel tie bar bracket with the gusset cover. Fix the gusset with screws provided and cover with screw cover caps.